All right, everyone, we're back for another deck tech from DBS Midwest. This is be the second place deck. I played Shengeta. Um, so basically, we're gonna make it real quick so everyone knows what this does. Basically, this is a Dragon Ball leader. You can search up two Dragon Balls, so it's really good at plus and two. On the ultimate side, it draws a card. You can cast a Desire for free, basically. And you got the ultimate, which you remove your 7 Dragon Balls. You get a triple attack. So next, we're going to go through the lineup. We did 1 2-star ball, and we did 6 of the regular Dragon Ball. Um, Regular Dragon Ball, really good. 2-star ball is really good. A lot of times, you're casting 2-star ball on turn 3. Um, and basically, it finds you all the pieces you need if you do not have the other pieces. It also can just throw like a Shenron into your drop, enabling you to world piece it out that turn. Because on turn 3, you should be at 4 energy because of objection. Dragon Radar. We just played one Dragon Radar because a lot of times you're just trying to go all in and drop your Shengeta on turn 4. So a lot of times you need to keep your energy up to stay defensive. So a lot of times you're just not really using Dragon Raider that often. When I did use it, I used it once and it was a return of Dragon Ball and a world piece to my hand during my matchups. So I mean, as always, it's a really good card. But I normally play it 2, but I played it at 1 this week. So I have not got my draft boxes in yet. I did order 5. So right now I'm playing 4 Super Saiyan Son Goku. So the only changes I would make to this is I would play the new Ultra Instinct Goku at a 2 of, taking 2 of these out, and putting the new Ultra Instinct Goku from the draft box. But I would still play 2 of these and switch these to 2 of the new Ultra Instinct, which I'm going to do. Hopefully I pull at least 2 out of 5 draft boxes. If not, I'm just going to have to buy singles. I understand the pulls have not been the best. At all costs, Vegeta, I pay 3. There's my other fusion target. At all costs, Vegeta's really good in the mirror. And it's just all around a good blue card. It's able to close out games because you could take a life as long as you have 5 or more energy. You get triple strike, and it buffs itself plus 3k, plus 3,000 for each energy in play. So you can even go all in with this card. The 4th target, I play Vegeta, Patient Martyr. Um, uh, I think this card's okay. I probably should just bump this up to 4 at all costs. But I did want this just for another board clearing effect because sometimes this deck has problems on the defensive side. And I have other ways to deal with the board. So I probably didn't need this, but I just put it in there just for safe measure, just in case. As I'm talking about board clearing, we got this bad boy. He's a 3 of. This card's really good, and a lot of times I was just, throughout the course of the games, I was just summoning him out. A lot of times just for 5 and not using the fusion, and I was using my at all costs Vegeta. A lot of time I was just swinging for life with these guys early in the game, setting up, because it's okay if they take the damage, because sometimes people just take damage because it's cards in hand. But a lot of times if you're hitting with double strike with these or triple strike with your at all costs Vegeta, and they take the life, that's good. Because a lot of times you're just going to follow that up with this. So if they take that damage, then you can just set them up for a big swing with Gogeta Hero Revived. Which everyone knows this does. You just got to make sure you crit, because you have to crit. It's fusion, it's got triple strike, it's got barrier, it's got deflect. It basically does it all. And it drops your opponent's hand down to 3. Well, better than drops. They have to shuffle it back in and draw 3. And this is the key target who you're usually given the triple attack to. 1, Beyond Darkness Demigra. It's just, why not? Because sometimes you can do plays where you can world piece this in and play this on the same turn. It doesn't always happen. That's only if the game's going really late. A lot of times if people are playing around this and trying to keep their hand at 3, or 2 cards. So basically, it's Gogeta draws them cards, or uh, or 1, whatever. Basically, if they're trying to play around this and keep their hand 3 or lower, that's when you can play this bad boy, and it just utterly destroys them when you get to look at their hand and combo them. So it's a way to basically end the game if they're trying to play around him. So next, I was very happy with these. I tested 2 of these out in a 1-drop spot. It allowed me, a lot of times I just would just play this out turn 1 because I'm not playing a 1-star ball, and it'd sit up there and just soak up a damage and draw a card, which is good because it wants to be defensive. It has no combo power, so a lot of times you're just throwing this out in front of whatever it is, basically. Sometimes I would even objection on turn 2 with my 1 energy up, play this out just to block and have some extra protection. All in all, I was pretty satisfied with this as far as stemming early aggression. Next is 3 Shenron Figure Magistry. This card is very good. It's kind of what makes the deck work. It's a little weak now with all the counterplays going around, but still, if you can just get this out, the crit, a lot of times is giving crit. There was times where I brought back against a deck, I brought back a 2-cost from my yard just to apply more pressure and swing down a battle card, or untap 2. A lot of times what you're looking at is sometimes you're objecting on turn 2, Super Dragon Ball on turn 3, pitching these, which lets you on turn 4 to world peace it out. And in super aggro matchups, a lot of times I wouldn't even objection till turn 3. So I'd objection on my turn 3, putting me up to 4 energy, Super Dragon Ball the same turn. And the only reason why I do that is just so I can always have my energy up for defense, but that's only because it's super aggro matchups that I wouldn't object until turn 3. But either way, if you do it on 2 turn or 3, you can bring this guy out turn 4 and restand 2 energy just to keep the defenses up. My board clear was Newfound Power Purunga. This card's very good. I was a little unsatisfied with it. It did help me clear the board once, but I think I would drop this one and play a 3rd Ultra Instinct Son Goku when it comes. At least I'm going to try it out. So I cut 2 of the vanillas and 1 of these to add room for 3 of the Ultra Instinct Goku in the draft box. Speed it up a little bit. Basic super combo. Everyone's playing in this. Sparking. It's also 0-10k, so you're always going to get the buff. But once you have Sparking, you also get to draw a card and it'll replace itself. Sensu Bean, I only played 3. I used this probably only once defensively, and it did help me that turn. It made my leader big enough that he's afraid to swing anymore. And if he did, he'd have to combo to get over because I awakened so early. So the card is not the best in Shengeta, but it's still good enough that you want to play it just because it can... Because you can essentially awaken on turn 2 a lot of times. And if you do that and you have Bean, you can shut down a lot of attacks on that turn. And basically, you're just trying to stall out, keep your life total high till you drop your big boy. So my negate package, I don't know if this is the correct way to do it. So what I did, I just split 3 and 3. 3 Weeches Coercion, 3 Power Burst. Power Burst, either you're using it... The benefit of Power Burst is with this. I was able to Power Burst sometimes, bring this back, play it. So I was able to play this, block, Power Burst, bring this back, play it, block. So it got really defensive with the Power Burst. But I do like Weeches Coercion because when you do use it, it keeps your energy up, ready for defense. Power Burst, sometimes you use when you're tapped out, but that's generally when you're just trying to get, like, if you don't want to take a critical, if you don't want to take a double strike, and just take the 1 instead, or a triple strike or whatever, that's generally what Power Burst is for. And also, it's got that 1-drop block that you can bring back. Objection. No need to talk about this card. This is the bread and butter. A lot of times you need to mull hard for this card. If you do not see this card, your day is going to be really rough. So make sure you mull for this card if you don't have it in your opening hand. Last but not least, World Peace. World Peace is very necessary for that good turn 3 play when you basically World Peace in your Shenron on turn 3. Beyond that, your world's piecing in. You can combo pieces like the 5-drop Gogeta and bring him in. And in some circumstances, your world piecing at all costs or Gogeta Hero Revived. Generally, you're union fusing the Gogeta Hero Revive, but sometimes if the game goes longer, that's what world piece is for. Real quick, my matchups. I played round 1 against Red Gogeta BR. He wasn't able to apply pressure early enough, and basically, I had a board where I just went at all cost into the 5-drop into Gogeta Hero Revive, and that just ended the game. Round 2, I played against the Sun Gohan leader from set 5. Yes, Micros Revival. Basically, he couldn't keep pace. I Gogeta'd him for the win. Round 3, I played against... What did I play against round 3? Oh, Zamasu. So, going into the matchup, Zamasu seemed kind of like a different matchup because I'm wanting to rant, but yet he's wanting to rant me. But I was able to basically get rid of his blockers with the Purunga. That's where the Purunga came into play. I was able to get rid of his blockers. So as soon as he had no blockers, then I was able to go into Gogeta 7 and basically just took his hand apart, and I just gunned him down at that point. I did get in some early swings with an at all cost too, which I needed to get his life down to 9, which I did get his life down to 9 because I knew once I went all in, I at least had to have his life not at 9, sorry. Have his life down to 7. So I got his life down to 7, and then I did Gogeta Hero Revived. Last round, I played against Janemba. The winner was Janemba. I posted his deck profile earlier. In that matchup, I just tried to go as Zagros' as deck could. I brought out an early 2-drop, started swinging with it. I ramped. I just cast an at all cost Vegeta, started swinging with that. Brought out a 5-drop, even though there was no cards to put at the bottom. Just apply some pressure. And he ended up milling a couple of Gogeta Hero Revives. And at the very end, basically, I went in for a win. He was able to deal with my Shenron, which really hurt. And that's when he ripped in a gate, because I had to go in with my at all cost. I gave it triple attack. And I had one big turn where I tried to push for game and just couldn't get there. But that's the end of the deck profile. I will have more decks to come after our locals this Saturday. Once again, thanks, guys.